After World War I, everyone went on a spending spree. Many consumers started buying products on credit and ran up a huge debt. Buying on credit means that consumers can pay a small amount of the total cost of an item every month. It was mainly used by department stores and gas stations, and it helped lower prices and raised wages.
Help, I'm dying of thirst.
Don't worry, old boy. Drink this Coca-Cola and your life will be saved.
Wow, this just the cat's meow.
What's the cat's meow?
Coke.
Wow, this stuff's really the bee's knees.
Coca-Cola, the life-saving soda.
Many corporations used advertising to promote their products in the 1920s. One of the most successful companies of doing so was Coca-Cola. The company promoted a drink as a fun refreshment, using celebrities to help promote their product, and with prohibition going on at this time, the public swarmed soda fountains to get their hands on a drink. Coca-Cola became so popular that the store owners were often forced to stock it or risk going out of business. Today, Coca-Cola is one of the largest and most visible companies in the world thanks to its successful advertising campaign. Do you hate walking everywhere? Are you tired of riding a horse and buggy to work? Well, look no further. This Model T by Henry Ford literally does the job for you. At a whopping max speed of 45 miles per hour, this speed demon sells for only $850.
Jeepers creepers, $850? That's off one's nut. It seems that I don't have enough.
Don't worry, old sport. You can buy this on credit.
I can?
Of course you can.
Wow.
Here, just sign here.
Okay.
Here
you go.
keys.
Thanks, Henry Ford.
Many companies in the 1920s used advertising to appeal to their customers. This advertising led to mass consumerism. Mass consumerism is the buying of one product by a large amount of people, and this helped the U.S. economy thrive. One of the leaders behind mass consumerism in the 1920s was Henry Ford.
So, Henry Ford, after seeing your commercial, we just had to come and ask you some questions.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you saw my commercial and were intrigued.
So, tell us about how you became one of the most influential industrialists.
Well, John, my company I founded, Ford Motor Company, really utilized what I call the assembly line of mass production, as you can see here.
So, what is this assembly line in mass production you speak of?
Well, the assembly line is a process where workers are stationed and to perform certain tasks over and over. Again, on every car, as you can see right there, Max and Jose are putting tires on the new Ford Model T.
And what is mass production?
Mass production is producing a surplus of certain products, in this case, cars.
Hot dog, you really are the leading American industrialist. Thanks for your time, Mr. Ford.
Elizabeth Arden first became interested in cosmetics from nursing. She wanted to make beauty products more acceptable because at this time, makeup was usually associated with prostitution. She first started in 1910, and by the next decade, her business had expanded into Europe, Australia, and South America. She established the American beauty industry and created skincare products that didn't mask the skin.
Are you sick of looking like a chunk of lead or a bug-eyed Betty? Well, look no further. Just look at these women after using my Elizabeth Arden cosmetics.
I sure was a dumb door for not using Elizabeth Arden, but now that I do, I get all the sheiks at the hop.
Before I started using Elizabeth Arden makeup, all the tight young men would run away from me. But now that I use Elizabeth Arden's makeup, they all flock around me like drugstore cowboys.
Elizabeth Arden Cosmetics.
I'm here today with Elizabeth Arden, one of the leading businesswomen of our time. I'm Mrs. Arden. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thanks for having me, Max. Now, a little bit about myself. Let me think. Well, I was born and raised in Canada. When I was 30, I moved to New York so I could be closer to my brother. I got a clerical job in a massage parlor. After a year of being in New York, my friend and I opened a little shop on Fifth Avenue. We never brought in much profit, but we kept on going.
What got you started in cosmetics?
Well, I was always interested in cosmetics. And this interest grew even more after I became a nurse. Eventually, I got the idea to start my own salon, and my entire business just took off from there.
What makes your products different from others?
Other products are designed to mask off the skin, while mine doesn't. I believe that to be beautiful is the birthright of every woman, and this is what motivates me to keep making better products year after year.
Mrs. Arden, I'm honored to have interviewed someone as successful as you. Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.
Bruce Barton was one of the most well-known advertisers of the 1920s. Barton grew up in Oak Park, Illinois. He studied to become a journalist at Amherst College and he graduated in 1907. There, he was elected as the head of the student council and voted most likely to succeed. His peers were correct, and Barton's career excelled as a journalist, author, and advertiser.
Mr. Barton, thank you so much for joining us. We know you're a very busy man.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm happy to be here.
Well, let's get started then. Right now, you're one of the biggest names in advertising. How did you get there?
Well, it wasn't easy. I started as the editor of 2 magazines in Chicago. Neither of them succeeded. I got my first big break in advertising while working for Harvard Classics, and I got another one when I started as manager of the United War Work campaign. This is really where it all began for me.
What was the United War Work campaign?
It was a fundraising organization for the Great War. I helped to promote aid to troops, and after I worked for them, I started my own advertising agency with some colleagues that I met there. We called our agency Barton, Dursine, and Osborne, or BDO.
Interesting. Seems like you were working with some very big names. How did your agency start off?
Well, honestly, we started off small and had little success, but our first major client was United States Steel. They wanted us to help improve their image after some strikes damaged our reputation. More companies started coming to us after this, and eventually we began to get clients like General Motors and General Mills.
What has happened recently in your company?
Well, last year we completed a merger with Batten Corp to create BBDO, and after 1 year we've already made over $30 million. It's easy to see why we're one of the biggest names in advertising right now.
That's amazing, and that's great to hear. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Barton, and the best of luck.
Thank you.
Advertising was a method used by corporations to promote their product. Companies like Coca-Cola, Elizabeth Arden, Ford, and BBDO excelled in using advertising. Today, they are all multi-billion-dollar companies. Advertising led to a high demand of goods, causing a large spending spree in the 1920s. This large demand of goods led to the creation of the assembly line and mass production. Many started to buy products on credit, which meant they could pay a small amount every month. People soon abused the use of credit and ran up huge debts. These debts accumulated by large numbers and would then lead to the Great Depression. Today, the economy is back on its feet and all 4 companies are still prosperous.